Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. Today is a big day. We've got some news. We've got some reports that are coming out that aren't just me speculating and whacking a load of players in a tier list. And both of these players are players that didn't even make my tier list video. They're players, particularly the left back that Chelsea have been linked with before. There's been interest and supposedly Ajax have set their price for Tagliafico, the Argentinian left-back. We're going to talk about him today. And there's also a geezer playing in the Championship right now. We're being linked with Jadon Sancho's 100 million here, 100 million there. We've talked about Kai Havertz on the channel, but no one has said anything about Said Benrahma of Brentford. That was the worst piece of wordplay that I could have possibly done. We're going to discuss those guys today. And I thought I'd go back to some YouTube roots of mine. When I'd make videos, I'd always say let's try and hit X amount of likes. You guys have been smashing the likes recently. Let's see if we can hit 2,000 on today's video. I know you guys can do it. I'm trying to force the push now towards 100k. I say it in every video. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure, if I can speak properly, that would be even better. The left-hand side is where the links have come for Chelsea in the last 24 hours. Tagliafico played for Ajax. We played against him twice this season. Good player. Argentinian, and supposedly 22.5 million pounds is the price that has been set from Ajax if Chelsea want to come in and take Tagliafico. Now, Tagliafico has come out and said that the Premier League is currently the best league in the world. It's the league that he aspires to play in. And Tagliafico is a player with some very good defensive qualities that maybe right now Chelsea don't necessarily have in the left-back position. He's a very good standing tackler. He's very good positionally. I wouldn't say he is as good offensively as, say, a Marcus Alonso, but we're going to discuss today what I think that a Tagliafico signing would do to Chelsea's current left-backs at the club as well. So when we look at the real positives of Marcus Alonso, it comes when we're playing with three at the back and Marcus Alonso as a wing-back. He comes up, he scores a lot of goals. Tagliafico's only scored 3 and assisted 4 this season so far for Ajax before COVID-19 took our beloved football away. So in terms of those stats, they're still not the worst. That's 7 goal contributions in 25 games from Tagliafico, and we've got to remember that that does come in a team where Ajax have an abundance of creative attacking players. So it's not always up to Tagliafico to get forward towards the byline to get in crosses, as say it may be for a Marcus Alonso when Chelsea are playing him as a wing-back. If we also take a look at the things that Tagliafico has done over the past couple of seasons, obviously he's got into a Champions League semi-final with Ajax. They were very good going forward and also very good defensively during that. There's a bloody big wasp again. Go away. So he signed for Ajax for 4 million euros from Independiente in Argentina. The geezer's Argentinian. He's played 25 games for his country and is currently their #1 first choice left back. So when Ajax come out and they're like, you're right, Chelsea, how's it going? Yep, thanks for the business for Ziyech. 22.5 million. How does that sound? Well, compared to the players like Ben Chilwell or even an Alex Telles, and the reason why this has become such a thing for Chelsea now with Tagliafico is that it looks as though Alex Telles from Porto is going to be signing for Paris Saint-Germain, which means that Chelsea's targets, we're still looking at maybe Sandro, we've got Ben Chilwell in there. Tagliafico is the other option, and he's also the cheapest option. And at 27 years old, he's better in terms of value for money for age than Alex Sandro, and Ben Chilwell, Leicester, supposedly they're saying now 40 million plus. I still think if Chelsea were to secure Ben Chilwell's signature, they'd be looking at spending around 50-60 million to get Ben Chilwell at the club. So if 22.5 million is the price that Ajax have set, then it's a bargain for Chelsea to be able to sign a player who's got those defensive attributes that Chelsea have been looking for from a fullback. And I think Tagliafico, playing with 4 at the back, would be the first choice left back at the club. Now we look at Emerson and Alonso. If Tagliafico is to come in, you bet your bottom dollar that at least one of those guys is going to be leaving the club. Now I've come to the decision based off of the idea that, obviously we've not signed Tagliafico yet. The price has been named. Chelsea have expressed interest. Maybe it isn't Frank's first choice, but looking at that price, I certainly feel as though it's something Chelsea will go for. Now, if we do this, I think that the option that we might see happen is that Marcus Alonso may well stay at the club. He might not be the first choice every week, but it gives Chelsea that flexibility where if we do want to play with 3 at the back, we still know that Alonso is a brilliant wing-back to bring into that position. That also means that it could free up the option for Emerson. He's Italian, there's been links with Juventus and relinking up with Maurizio Sarri. It could be that we could sell Emerson back to the Serie A and actually make in as much money as we spend on Tagliafico which would then free up even more funds for Chelsea to improve other areas of the pitch. Now, Chelsea getting rid of Emerson to bring in Tagliafico, I personally think that would be beneficial for Chelsea's left-hand side. I think it gives us a lot more stability at the back, which has been the biggest issue this season. We know that Alonso's great going forward, but Tagliafico isn't bad either in that respect. So it's not like we're simply bringing in a left-back who's only good defensively. He's still pretty good going forward as well. So for me, it's a no-brainer. So let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. Tagliafico coming in. Do we sell both Alonso and Emerson if that happens, or do we just try and sell one of them? Let me know your thoughts on the Tagliafico potential signing in the comments down below. Now, there's another geezer. He plays for Brentford. His name is Said Benrahma. He's apparently the Algerian Messi. Now, I decided to, try and get you guys involved in the channel. It's something I want to do more of. And I said on Instagram, I was like, any Brentford fans can send me a little video giving me some information about Said Benrahma. I'm not going to lie, I've seen a few compilation videos on YouTube, but we all know, well, some of us don't. Some of us simply believe the compilation videos we see. It doesn't tell the full story of a footballer. However, he's pretty good. Take a look at some of these clips on the screen now. The guy has got something in his locker which can unlock defenses. He's got the ability to do something that only really a few handful of footballers in world football actually have the to do. You remember Adel Taarabt? That geezer was a little bit like this too. You see players like Neymar trying little rainbow flicks over the head, and granted, this is the Championship, and it is the one stumbling block that people that are against this potential signing come up with. The Championship needs to be given more respect. You look at someone like Jack Grealish, who was brilliant last season for Aston Villa in the Championship, even Mason Mount and Fikayo Tomori for Derby. They've come into the Premier League and they've made it their home immediately. So the transition, as much as obviously the quality is not as good as the Premier League, I'm not going to sit here and try and sell the Championship as being a better league in terms of quality, but the Championship, there is more than enough quality in there for players to be moulded into top-class Premier League players in a very short space of time. I got a video sent in from your boy Samuel. We're going to watch this together. We did say Brentford fans, but of course, this is the George Benson football channel. It's pretty much all Chelsea fans. He's a Chelsea fan. Let's see what Samuel's got to say, shall we?
Hello, George. Listen, my name is Samuel.
Samuel.
Obviously, I'm a massive Chelsea fan. I've been supporting them all my life.
You got me there.
Unfortunately, my dad is a Brentford supporter. He's been a supporter of them for 50 years now, and I've been watching him, and he looks like a very decent player, possibly the best player in the team, even though a lot of people say it's actually Ollie Watkins.
We've gone from saying he's probably the best player in the Championship to Samuel's dad saying he might be the best player at Brentford, maybe Ollie Watkins is even better.
I don't think that he'd be good enough for Chelsea. We need a top quality player, and I don't think Benrahma brings much improvement to the squad, if you know what I mean.
Now, I understand what Samuel is getting at here. When you look at the wingers that are currently at the club, you've got Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's just signed a bumper new contract. You've got Christian Pulisic, who signed for a lot of money and has had a very good season playing out on the wing predominantly for Chelsea. You've got Pedro, who's a World Cup winner. You've got Willian, who's been at the club for quite some time and has always delivered something, whether fans believe that he's actually delivered enough or not. We're not going to get into that argument yet again. So Benrahma plays in the Championship, 10 goals this season, 8 assists, that's 18 goal contributions in 34 appearances for Brentford. Samuel has come out and said here that his dad doesn't quite believe he might even be the best at the club. This doesn't fill me with the most optimism for what Benrahma can do. However, when it does come to Chelsea being interested in Benrahma, the man's only 24 years old. He's been dubbed the Algerian Lionel Messi. Big compliments to make. There's obviously a lot of comparisons being thrown out there as well with a player such as Riyad Mahrez. Now, if we take it back to what I said about us needing to give the Championship a little bit more respect, we know that it's going to be a risk bringing in a player from the lower leagues and saying, you know what, Said, we want you to replace a World Cup winner Pedro and maybe even Willian as well. It would be massive shoes to fill. However, we know that he can play on the left, that is his preferred position, can also play on the right as well, so he does give us a bit of versatility when it comes to playing on the wings. We're also looking, potentially, at a price point of around 40 million, but considering the current transfer economy, I don't know if Brentford would expect the full 40 million. They would probably settle for something around 30. And I watched Football Therapy Jan's video yesterday, and I heard him say that, and I thought that's a very good point, Janislav Ivanovic. I do believe that Benrahma could be available to Chelsea for around 30 million. If we tie this in with creating a beautiful left side of the pitch, Tagliafico for 22.5 million, selling Emerson, the transfer technically then doesn't cost Chelsea much money, if any money. Benrahma coming in at 30 million, he's 24 years of age. He still has a hell of a lot of potential. We've seen that he has the ability to completely change games. Scored a hat-trick away at Hull City in a 5-1 win earlier this season for Brentford. It would free up even more finance for Chelsea to not only focus on Benrahma as a potential winger signing. We know that Frank is looking to improve the defence. We know that he wants a striker. And if we can look at what we've talked about in this whole video today, signing Tagliafico and Benrahma would give Chelsea a lot of quality down that left-hand side while still freeing up funds to invest in other positions. The man is one of the best players in the Championship. Whether Samuel's dad thinks he's better than Ollie Watkins or not is irrelevant. I think he probably does think he is, really. He does have that ability to completely change a game with a moment of brilliance, and the fact that Chelsea are being linked with players with these kind of attributes is very exciting indeed. And I want to finish this one off by making some comparisons to the season when Jose Mourinho came back to Chelsea. We did our business very early that year. We saw Cesc Fabregas come in. Jose Mourinho persuaded him to come to the club. He said to Cesc, "I only need you and Diego Costa, and this team can win the league." Now, I'm not saying that Tagliafico and Benrahma are the two signings that Chelsea are going to need to overhaul this brilliant Liverpool and this brilliant Manchester City team. But what we are seeing potentially here, if these rumours are true and if these articles are holding any facts, Frank Lampard and Chelsea Football Club are going to look to get their business done as soon as possible, so that when this season is over and when pre-season starts for the next season, whenever that may be, Frank Lampard knows what he's got to work with. We're not doing any last-minute business, and we can start moulding the team in Frank's style to go and challenge for next season. So yeah, those are my thoughts on signing both of those. I'm very excited for the prospect of both of them, particularly Tagliafico's price. And well, we've seen some of the skills in today's video from Said Benrahma. The man does look very, very good. Let me know your thoughts on both of these players in the comments down below. What would it mean, let's say, for a Christian Pulisic? Would we see him in more of a central role? Would Benrahma be a starter, considering we've already gone in the market for Hakim Ziyech and we know that he likes to play on the right? Could that see Callum Hudson-Odoi move back over to the left with those two competing for the left starting position? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As I said at the start of the video, subscribe to the George Benson Football channel if you haven't already. Gonna wedge my glasses back on. 2,000 likes was the target. I will see you tomorrow, finally, with that Chelsea tier list video from the players so far this season. Catch you all later. Bye-bye.